my favorite part of what you guys do. I counted before we started with the session. I've been to 6. I think I've missed 1, maybe, and that's always a
Maybe,
lot of fun
yeah.
for me to get involved with because I just get new perspectives on how people view the game, and I always learn new things about what's trendy in the game right now. So, if you can maybe start with why did the SAS seminar get going? I think 2017 was the first one.
I think 2017, you're right. We did it internally with all the coaches, 2018 as well. And then we realized it's time to reach out and get some coaches in. I think the reason why is just obviously giving back to the game. I think there's a great opportunity. There's not necessarily the best opportunities for South African coaches to learn from foreign coaches. It's quite hard if schools have to fund for coaches to fly abroad, and if we can help by bringing those coaches here, then obviously that helps a bit. I think it's a good promotional session for SAS as well. So we see it as a bit of a marketing. Get coaches here, see if there's players that they one day want to send. The coaches can actually tell them what amazing place this is. And there's just a great networking opportunity. I think it's a time of the year where everyone's finished, all the guys, school's done, coaching is done. You just take a breath, learn a bit, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a networking event, have a few beers, and just enjoy the 3 days. I think that's the main reason.
And I've enjoyed every single one of them. And there's always big numbers there. How many will be this year? I think you said when we started we were over 240, 250. What?
Yeah, I
Something
think
like
we're
that.
about 240 this year. It's the most we've had.
Mm.
Like I said earlier, it took quite a while to
Yes.
fill it up. But eventually everyone came to the party. Um, and uh, and luckily, so there was a good vibe. It was the energy
Yeah.
was there. I thought the reason we could do it, we had a brilliant lineup, and I think people were quite
Yes.
keen to find out more and learn about it. It's look, it's a challenging thing to organize in the sense that we always, I wish I can tell the people in July already who's coming, and because then you can plan better. But it's so hard for us because you can only tie the coaches down around October, November. So that's probably the biggest challenge. You can't get URC coaches because they coaching or investing.
Yes.
So you predominantly have to look at foreign coaches that's at international level. With that, there's challenges. Obviously, it's quite expensive to get the coaches here. We can't make it too expensive for the attendees. Obviously, it needs to come out of the school budget. So the one thing we're definitely not trying to do is make money out of it. In fact, that's why we probably tick it as a at the marketing box because it costs us a bit of money to do it. But at least it's a great event and we can create opportunities for people.
Yeah, and look for somebody who's attended quite a few, and it's look, I'm not affiliated with anything. I'm just giving my honest opinion as a schoolboy coach. Is there's always been like one or two, maybe even 3 or 4 guys that when you do the lineup, I'm like, wow, I can't believe they brought this guy in. Like this year was Felix. I think all of us were
Mm.
super excited about the fact that you guys got Felix Jones in. So if there's any schoolboy coaches out there that have considered the seminar and have not done it, I can promise you it is absolute value for money. It works out less than R1,000 a day, and it's meals and snacks and everything included. And you really do get a world class coaching seminar from it. You really do. Like Jock Nienaber has been there. Rassie Erasmus has been there. Dwayne Vermeulen was there this year. So it's proper. It's the guys at the top of their field. And who the hell else do you want to learn from than the guy right at the top, right?
Yeah, we had Gregor Townsend, we've
Mhm.
Matt Proudfoot, Gary Gold, Alan Zondag. So guys, it's really top of the game and been in there for quite a long time. Um, and reality is that's the only way you're going to sell tickets. It's because the guys sit there and the coaches know what they know. The school coaches, they're proper. They know who they want to hear and they will know where great opportunities are. And that's obviously the challenge for us to get those guys. And but luckily it's been working. Some years are tougher than others. Just depends on what year it is and where the guys are in competitions and international level. But last year was spectacular. I thought really, I think a guy that I thought was brilliant that a lot of people might not have known is Bernard Jackson. I thought Bernard came in and his whole leadership talk about Sir Alex Ferguson. I think that opened the mind for a lot of people. So there's always this, you see the big name, it pulls you in, and then all of a sudden there's the one you didn't even bargain on. All of a sudden you get the most out of that. So there's always a bit of surprises there, which is brilliant.
That's awesome.
3, 2, 1, bang.
So the next one, we're going to look at 2025 in a whole. Hein, I'm going to come to you first. So the boys that have signed up for the 5.5 program that's starting next month, what can they look forward to? What can they expect from signing up for the SAS program?
Dixie 2025 is going to be good. I think we have it's the most foreign boys Ari that we ever had in the program, Dixie. So from that point, it's going to be exciting. And you know the first 9 weeks is what it is because of the preseason. We got a set curriculum for that, and then we're waiting on to confirm our fixtures to play. Last year we had an exciting tour to Bloemfontein, which we're going to do again this year, where we hold a little bit of hands with the Cheetahs up there. The Sharks Academy is going to join us up there, so we're gonna see if we can do that. And then just having fun. The boys are going to have fun, work hard, enjoy the sun while it shines, and it's going to be good. So the 2025 cohort's we're going to build on what we did in 2024, and then yeah, it's going to be a good year. I really think it's going to be special.
How's it, guys? Today in our big session, contact session, we're going to do the U-shaped defense drill. It's basically 14 or 13 guys defending in the middle versus 3 attacking teams coming from 3 different angles, working on folding, getting into line, getting off the line, and actually completing our tackles. The team in the middle will work for 3 minutes, we'll rotate in a minute, and every team will have 1 go within that. After we did our drill, quite happy with the outcome. Contact level was up, effort levels was up, not a bad effort for the first time. Definite change for next week. We'll make the space for the attack a bit bigger so the defense can link a bit more, and so we can work on the line speed. But other than that, great first hit out. We do this next week again, we make adjustments and we go, but happy.
I think your Bloem trip overlapped with our Varsity Cup semi-final in
Yes,
Bloem, the under-20s. We went to go and watch a game there, and we saw, oh yeah, here's all the guys, and I saw James Nero and Riyad Bam that was in my academy week side the year before, so it was a nice coincidence. Bloem always nice. I studied there as well. It's a nice student town.
And it was interesting when we were there. It was raining the whole week, so but it's always good. We play. Yeah. If everything goes well, we tend to put 2 teams into the field. Do our best to do that. Play 2 games, so in total we play 5 games when we're up there in a week time. Just to it's all about what they've learned to put that into practice. Review, preview, go again. And the tour is a bit later. We went in April this year. It's one of the learnings we took from last year. We went straight after our Easter break. We moved it to June now. It just fits better with everybody and with our program as well. So we're going to go up first week in June and then have a blast up there.
That's awesome. So
I think also, sorry, Tex, I think I can also add there, which is quite special with SAS, is the fact that I think a lot of under-19 boys nowadays in South Africa, even the guys, especially the guys that signed contracts, there's not a lot of game time. The guys tend to, there's no rugby. If you're not in the Varsity Cup team, you probably only play rugby, and I think the competition moved now, but last year the competition was around October, so this is the first time you actually play again. So the nice thing with SAS is you come in here for 5 months, and in 5 months there's a good chance you'll play 10 rugby games. And now that there's not a lot of games for provinces, like the Cheetahs sit there and they're keen, they don't get games. So for us to travel there and have the opportunity to play against a provincial team, it's a win-win. It's a great mutualism because we need game time, boys need game time, and they need game time. So I think that's the fun thing, is the fact that you can actually, a guy coming here, he could have been sitting and just training at home. Now all of a sudden he's got 10 games under the belt, and that's quite cool.
Yeah, and you've touched on something there quickly with the under-19s. Obviously, I'm involved with the province school system, and some of the boys that are really good that don't get contracts, they always ask, Coach, where do I need to go? And I absolutely always first off say, listen, the best place to go is SAS. Because I've seen it work, and I know that it's a professional setup, and I know the coaches that are there, and I know of boys like a James Nero and a Riyad Bam that has been there now and has been super successful. Tanner Musa, who's from my previous school, Kasselsvlei, Hein, hy's van Kasselsvlei, wat ook daar by julle was, an absolute rough diamond. If he didn't go to SAS, there was no chance that boy would have been able to do anything with rugby. So, unfortunately, you guys are so quickly fully booked that the boys then don't get a spot. But it is, I think, the best place to go straight out of school, because that to me is the best transition. If you look at the club system, and I know we all love club rugby and we want the club game to continue and be strong, but that's not going to give you the type of environment that you need if you want to go pro. SAS is going to give you the type of environment you need if you want to go pro, because the club game is still, there's beers afterwards and it's not that serious. I know Hein's now probably not going to agree that much with me because of what Hamilton's is doing, but I'm talking about in general. Those are guys that are more playing for the love of the game and they just want to enjoy it. There are players there that want to take it seriously and go pro, but there's very few of them, and they are with a bunch of people who are just there for fun. SAS is 100%, everybody who's there wants to make a career out of rugby. So the motivation is there, the setup is there, the professionalism is there, the opportunity to learn from other people's IP. It's just, for me, that's perfect for an under-19 boy. And I've spoken to James and I've spoken to Riyad, and they can confirm that they are way better players now because they spent 5.5 months with you guys. So it definitely is, for me, the best place to go after school.
I think the other benefit, Texie, is that obviously the overseas boys, this is their back end of a year for them. So they prepare going to varsity in the UK or wherever they go in Europe. So they arrive fully ready to go into a setup there, either be it professional or into the university backslip in England. But for the South African boys that finish school, that want to take a gap year before we go to varsity, or maybe the boy that did not get the marks that he needed to get at the end of matric to enter to get into a varsity cup system.
Yeah.
For him now to come for 5 months and he leaves here in June, then go play, at the back end of the year, go play 3 months of club rugby, or then go into a pre-season with the university. It's actually a no-brainer if you think about it. So, if he doesn't really make it, if he doesn't get the marks he needs to get, or he was a bit of he wasn't the brightest oak at school, there's an opportunity for him a whole year to better himself and then fight his way into a varsity cup system from there. So, the opportunity is there. It's not just for the foreign boys, but the local boys. There's definite opportunity for you to go on. We don't guarantee that, but I mean, you never know where rugby can take you.
Yeah, I'm going to use an example that Hein, you would know well. Dominic Malgas was with us with the young guns. Then the marks weren't good enough, and he had a province contract, and he ended up going to Hamilton's. Imagine if you could have had him at SAS for 5.5 months. Well, how great would he have been? And perfectly set up for that under-19 tournament coming up. It really is. It's not. I'm not saying it because you guys are on. the reason we're doing this episode is because I believe in the program and I wanted more people to know about it. So yeah, it's important. This is exactly what I wanted the people to hear, is that there is opportunities for the South African boys to get in there, and it's not a random thing. I'm not going to mention other academies, but there are other academies out there that are purely there to make money. This is a business, but the aim of the business is to create opportunities for players. And you have the track record. You can mention all the players you guys have got contracts for and put in different provinces and overseas contracts. So it really is, for me, the number one choice if you're really serious about rugby, obviously.
I mean, the simple example is just the last point on this topic. Simple example, the tour to Bloemfontein. One player ended up being contracted by the Cheetahs just because of the tour to Bloem. One player is now going to go to CUT to play for them Varsity Cup just because of the tour to Bloem, and then another player ended up playing for the Cheetahs under 19. So and that opportunity only came because we were in Bloemfontein and they played. So the coaches saw them first and experienced them, and then the phone rings and listen here, would he like to come to Bloemfontein when we're done when he's done in June with us? Other boys. I mean, program 2 years back, 2023, halfway through the program, you get a call. Do you have this? Yes, we have. And then the boy goes straight out of the program into a Blue Bulls under 19-7, whatever scenario might be. So opportunities are there, but it comes with hard work and diligence and doing what you need to do. That opportunities just doesn't happen. There's a lot of hard work, especially from the boys. They need to work hard. Otherwise, the opportunities don't rock.
Yeah, right. So then, Ernst, if we look with you a little bit beyond 2025, is there any future plans you can share with us? Any spoilers? Anything exciting in the works?
Rugby was, I think we said where we are. We just, I think all of us here, we're trying to, before we go to the next thing, is to ensure that the quality of everything we're doing is fantastic. We can't half-heartedly do something and jump to the next one. So rugby-wise, I think we set. Just try and get the quality better and better every day. SAS-wise, for me, my bigger role now at SAS is to get foreign teams to come and stay with us. So I'm trying to reach out far and throw the net as wide as possible to get your international hockey teams, your Olympic teams, your rugby teams, cricket teams to come and do their training or their winter or summer training here at SAS. So that's probably where my key focus is at the moment. And it's quite exciting. It's just trying to build the SAS brand globally as big as possible so that as many teams as possible know about us and know that that's the only proper choice to come to if they want to do some training in the Western Cape.
Yeah, that's also really awesome. And I think, like you've said, I think you guys have got a good setup now and the program is working really well and you found your niche market or whatever. So why continue to change, right? If it's not broke, why there's nothing to fix.
No, look, obviously that I think if they tell you if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. So we don't want to just stagnate and stay where we are. But there's always within your programs. We're not Hein's changing every year. So every year we reflect and we go, what can we do better? So the programs are there, and if there's opportunity for more shorter programs, we'll definitely do it. But as long as we grow within those programs, I think we'll do well.
Yeah. So I think that leads in perfectly to the next question. So obviously, Ernst, we've spoken about what you've achieved. Hein, we know you've been a coach all over the world, director of rugby with national teams, SA schools, Pumas, whatever, Nelspruit. How do you stay motivated? Or what do you do to keep up with the Joneses? How do you make sure you are up to speed with what's going on in the rugby world out there?
Great question. I think Tixie, in the environment where we are at SAS, we are so fortunate to touch base. And for instance, with the seminar, you guys have the privilege to see these speakers for 45 minutes or an hour at the seminar. They're here for a week, so behind the scenes we chat with them, we touch base with them. I'm fortunate enough at the club to now work with Uncle Alan Zondag, and he challenges you every single week. So through the network that we have and the environment that we are in, keeping up with the Joneses is actually quite easy because you're surrounded with it every single day. And like Ernst said, especially with the academy, that back end of the year when we're done from July to December, I've specifically tried very hard to see what can I do different, or how can we do what we do better. So there's a few exciting things we're gonna try this year, and because we're at the academy, we also fortunate enough to try something, and if it doesn't work, there's no consequence that you're going to get fired on a Monday, because it's not a competition results based thing. So we try to be at the fore end of technology and development and coaching techniques. So we try to set the trend there as well, and we have the luxury to try new things, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Most of the times it does, so that's good. So keeping up with the Joneses is basically it's a prerequisite of the job, and we're fortunate enough to get that with the people that we're surrounded with every single day, which makes it actually quite easy.
It makes sense. And is there anything you'd like to add on that?
No, I think Hein has done well. I think the fact that a lot of guys that enjoy rugby that sit within 5 meters from each other, there's always a bit of brainstorming going on. Hein will pop in here and go, he's got this crazy idea, what do you think? And I'm normally one that will go, it's a crazy idea, Hein, don't try it. And then we start chatting about it, and like I said, I come from a neutral perspective of loving the game, not necessarily obsessed about coaching, but loving the game. I must admit, I do love the game. Because I don't necessarily want to coach doesn't mean I don't love it. So I've got a more probably, I don't know if it's a placid mindset with regards to approaching things, and I think we all probably we were quite similar. We all love structure, and we love a set game plan and basics, but we still challenge each other within that, and I think everyone's open-minded with regards to change. So no one is stubborn. No one's going, this is my way or the highway, because then you're never going to learn ever. So I think the fact that everyone's quite happy to adapt when it makes sense and there's good reason for it helps with the whole growth process.
Yeah, I think that's really important as well. Like, you can't sit there and say, no, this works for me and this is the only thing, this is the way I always want to do things. When you have that type of IP that you guys have there, you would be silly to not want to ask questions and hear other perspectives on how the game looks. So then, last question for each of you. Hein, I'm going to start with you. A little bit of advice for coaches out there, because you're more of a coach. And then, Ernst, we're going to come to you and say, future, if there's anybody watching out there that wants to join SAS, what would your message be to them? So, Hein, we're going to go to you first. Coaches out there, any advice or anything specific you want coaches to focus more on 2025? Is there anything you think, anything you'd like to share, a message or?
Texie, I think a lot of, and I'm not talking to schoolboy coaches especially, a lot of schoolboy coaches want to be professional coaches. That's where they want to go. They want to be the oak on TV coaching the Stormers or the Bulls or whatever. But I think you must enjoy the ride, enjoy the experience, enjoy the team that you're coaching now, because that's where you are now, and never stop working. Even if you coach down to 14 A's or the first side, the amount of effort and work that you put in needs to be the same. And I think if you do your part and you work hard, then whatever is, Shaun Erasmus always tells me, your book is geskrywe, your book is written. Whatever's in the stars for you will get there if you work hard. But you must enjoy it. Same with the teams that you coach. You must make it fun for your teams. If it's not fun, you never be successful. And somewhere in my coaching journey, I sort of lost that part. And being back now in Cape Town for the last 3 years, with the club and with SAS, that sort of part is now, I've now realized that's the most important thing, is if you're not having fun, there's no point. But just stick with the basics, do what you do, and doesn't matter what you coach, put the same amount of effort in.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot, man. I think we've had this chat before as well. There's so many coaches who's in a position now and they trying to almost hold back because they're working towards the next thing. No, here where you are now. Do the best here now. Enjoy this journey now. Have fun now, because that next thing might not come. And also, you might not be as good as you want it to be when you get that next opportunity because you haven't developed everything over here where you are now. In a school now, I want to go pro. Now I get the pro chance, but I didn't really fully develop myself and take chances as a schoolboy coach. And then in 2 years, I have to go back to a school again because I've wasted that opportunity. Always be ready.
100%.
Ernst, so anybody out there who wants to potentially join SAS, message to them?
I think, look, work hard, enjoy what you do, and follow us. I would say follow us on social media, because you can. We try, and on social media we try and tell a story of what we do. So it's quite a nice story to follow, and it's something nice to pick up where you can go then, oh, you know what, this looks like something I would love to do. And then you just contact us on social media, and the rest will be history. And hopefully Hein will speak to you, and you get your CV in, and hopefully then see the person in 1 or 2 years' time. But it's what I think the most important is work hard and enjoy what you do. Yeah. That's if you even as a kid, if you're going to get that right, if you're honest with yourself, and that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, for me, the biggest philosophy, there's all core values, and we all live by core values, but honesty must be the number one for me, because if you're honest with yourself and the people around you, then it's so much easier. As soon as it's the man in the mirror. As soon as you look at that person and you start doubting, then it's very hard for other people to trust you as well.
Yeah, no, look, I think there's no better message to end off with than that. So from my side, gents, Hein, Ernst, I want to say thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I think what you guys are doing at SAS, I've always been a fan of it since the first time I got the opportunity to go and attend a session there. My first time there, I think, was in 2015 or no, 14, I think. There was this Moby unit that was moving around when it was Jock and Rassi, and I think Sean Rue, and we had the opportunity to come and do a 3 or 4 day camp with you guys, and we stayed in the Protea Hotel in Stellenbosch, and I was like, oh, this is incredible. These facilities are awesome. The hotel is awesome. The feedback you get, the pro environment, and to have seen it develop over the past 14 years or 13 years or so has been really, really cool. I'm excited to see where you guys are going, and I'm always going to be a fan, and I'm looking forward to this next coaches seminar already, even though it is 11 months down the road. So thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and all the best for 2025.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you.